All right, so the topic will be, we're gonna have like about 3 to 4 topics today, mini topics, and all the assignments are posted in Canvas already. So first thing, we're gonna talk about simplifying radicals. Please, if you have a notebook, let's write these in your notebook. And let's go ahead and get started here. Yes, please write it in your notebook, in your math notebook. Now, I want you to simplify the following. Let's simplify square root of, let me start with something like perfect squares, square root of 16. How do you simplify square root of 16? Let's write in chat box quickly, come on. Okay, so square root of 16, it is 4. Why 4? Because 4 times 4 is equal to 16. 4 times 4 equals 16. All right, now, how about if I give you a problem like this? Square root of 32. Square root of 32. How do you simplify this one? Okay, now let's look at this. If you want to simplify square root of 32, this is what we have learned in Math 1 and Math 2. I have an easy way to do it by hand, and I will show you how to do it in the graphing calculator. And by the way, today I'm going to show you how to download the graphing calculator into your Android phone and your laptop. So when I solve the square root of 32, first of all, I'll write down the perfect squares on the side here. The perfect squares on the side. All right. And I'll write down perfect squares like 1 squared, which is 1. I don't need this anyway, but I'm just going to write it here. Okay, 2 squared, which is what? 4. Good job. 3 squared, which is, no, 3 squared, which means 3 times 3, which is 9. And if I keep going here, so the next one will be 16, 5 squared, 6 squared, 49, 64, what else? 64, 81, and 100. All right, let me just put this down here, and 100. All right, so these are the perfect squares. To simplify the square root of 32, here's what you need to do. Equals, it's very simple. Just follow the rules. First step, that's what I do here. First step, I write all the perfect squares on the right side, or just if I remember them, I don't have to write them. Okay, and I would ask myself, if I want to divide 32, I'll try to divide 32 by the biggest number that is less than 32. What is the biggest number that is less than 32? So I'll try 32 divided by, no, 36 is not gonna work, by 25. Does it work? No. Okay, 32 divided by 16. Will that work? Yes. 32 is equal to what? 32 is equal to 16 times 2. 32 is equal to 16 times 2, which is going to be what? Square root of 16 by itself, I will separate them, times square root of 2. That's it. Now, what is the square root of 16? Come on, let's write in chat box. All right, so square root of 16 is 4 times the square root of 2. So it is 4 square root of 2, and we're done. That's it. That would be it. That's how you simplify radicals. I'll give an example, try it by yourself, and write in the chat box. How about if I ask you to simplify the square root of, let me give you 18. You can use this to solve it, that's fine. The perfect squares. Nice. 3 square root of 2, perfect. All right, good job, everybody. All right, one more time before I move on to make sure that we cover this part and you understand it before I move on. Square root of 18, what I do if I want to do it manually, I will look at my perfect squares right here. Try to divide 18 by a number that is less than 18, the biggest number that is less than 18. So 18 divided by 16 is not going to work. 18 divided by 9 is equal to 2. That's it. I'll stop right there. So that's the same as the square root of 9 times 2. That is the same as the square root of 9 times the square root of 2. Square root of 9, which is 3 square root of 2. Obviously, you cannot simplify the square root of 2, but you can simplify the square root of 9. All right, any question? Are we good? Please type 1 in the chat box and try to participate, please. Type 1 in the chat box if you understand it so we can move on. All right, still need more. All right, perfect. Okay, take a few seconds and I want you to do this by yourself and do not type the answer in the chat box. I want you to okay, which one would be the answer? If you can write it right now, the one is not working. All right, write in the chat box. Okay, which is going to be 4 square root of 2. That is choice B. Perfect. Perfect. Let's move on. Okay, how about this? The square root of 150. Square root of 150. We got that. Square root of 150. We got B. Perfect. All right. So let's get back here. Square root of 150, which is going to be 5 square root of 6. Let's see. So square root of 150, if I divide 150 by, let's get back here. Let me get to this. If I divide 150 by 100 is not going to work. 81 is not going to work. 64, it's not going to work. 49, I don't think so. 36, no. 25, yes. So how many 25s in 150? 6. So the square root of 150 is equal to square root of 25 times 6. Square root of 25, which is, let's write it here, times the square root of 6. Square root of 25, which is 5, times square root of 6. 5 square root of 6. Perfect. Let's move on. All right, I'll skip this. Now, the second piece that I want to go over today, oh, wait a second. Before we do this one, synthetic division, I need to show you how to download, the graphing calculator. Okay, if you have a Chromebook or a laptop, not MacBook. All right. All right, so when you go here to your, when you type this in, the very first option that shows up right here where it says, can you see that sites.google.com? That's what you're supposed to be looking at. And when you click here, in the left side of the screen, it says calculator. You press on the calculator and then download. Once you download it and extract the zip file, it will give you this file right here. this calculator right here. Right? You have access to this calculator. Any question? It's very simple. You just type TI-83 and it will give you this one. All right, if you don't have a graphing calculator right now, you don't have to download it now. Just pay attention to what I'm doing, and then you can do it by yourself after we finish. There will be an assignment on Canvas based on that. So please pay attention here carefully. All right. Now, in your graphing calculator, let's say if I want to simplify square root of, let's get back here. Let's say square root of 32, the one we did a couple of times, which is 4 square root of 2. Okay. So I'm going to go to my graphing calculator, and I will go to the y equals. I'll go to the y equals and type 32 divided by x squared. 32 divided by x squared. Are we clear here? Okay, the reason why we have x squared, because we're doing the square root. There is proofs for that, and I can prove to you why we're doing this, but I just want you to remember for now, just like that. It's like this for now. Okay, now, after you type 32 divided by x squared, you go to the table, which is, you see the table right here, which is like on top of graph, press second graph, takes you to the table. Okay, now you're going to go down, all the way down until you see where it says 0.888, that is less than 1, which means I am not going to have any integer. Okay, I am not going to be able to use an integer. No, you're not supposed to use decimals for this. So I cannot use any integer for this one, which means I'm going to try to find any number. I will go up and try the very first whole number shows up in the screen, in this case, which is 4 and 2, and that will be your answer. That will be 4 square root of 2. All right. Let's get another example. Let's say 150. All right, you go to y equals, you type 150 divide by x squared. 150 divided by x squared. And then you go to the table. Okay, see 150, 37. Okay, I'm gonna look here. I need to go all the way down until I see a number that is less than 1. Okay, less than 1, still 1.04, it's more than 1. Okay, less than 1, here you go, 0.887. Okay, and then I will start going up, go up. The very first whole number shows up in, oh no, that's not what I'm looking for, with the x-axis. The very first whole number shows up in the screen is your answer, which is in this case 5 square root of 6. Let's look at the answer right here, 5 square root of 6. Any question? If you do not understand this one, please let me know in the chat box. Nobody writes anything, so that means everybody understands everything here. Should I move on? Okay, one more time. Anybody else need me to do it one more time? Okay, let me do it one more time quickly. Let's say square root of 50. Okay, can you guys help me with this? What would be your first step? Type it in the chat box. Y equals, perfect. Type what in the y equals? So I'm gonna delete the 50. So it's gonna be 50 divided by x squared. Perfect. What's next? Table, perfect. Second graph, great job, I missed it. All right, and what's next? You're gonna go all the way down, here you go, until you see a number that is less than 1. The reason why I go all the way down until I see a number that is less than 1, that means I am not gonna be able to find any integer, because anything less than 1 is not gonna be there. So the very first whole number shows up in the screen before these, I just have it right here, 5 and 2. That will be the answer, 5 and 2. 5 square root of 2, and that would be the answer. Perfect. Any question? Are we good now? All right, let's move on. Let's review synthetic division. All right, I'm going to take this as an example, and I'll give you some, I'll give you some time to do one by yourself. Let's review synthetic division. Okay. Okay, to do synthetic division, there are 3 or 4 rules that we need to understand it first before we do any synthetic division. Anybody can remind us, how do you do synthetic division? Come on, what's your first step to use synthetic division? So that's the topic, will be about review synthetic division. Perfect. All right, first step. What will be your first step? Find what x equals to. Okay, your first step, you're gonna take the divisor. In this case, it's what? X plus 3, that's your divisor. So take x plus 3. So you make the divisor equals 0. That's your first step. Make the divisor equals to 0. Okay, what else? Now, there is something that we have to make sure that is there. What's your second step? Make sure what? Make sure it's in order. Great job, Imdad. Love it. Make sure it is in order. All right. What I mean by in order, which means if you get let me give an example here, which means if you got x squared minus 2x cubed plus 4, that's it. Is this in order? What I mean by order is the exponents, the numbers on the top, it has to be in descending order. So 3, 2, 1, nothing. 3, 2, 1, nothing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and so on and so forth. Okay? It's not in order. So make sure when you put it in order, make sure that you carry it with the coefficient of each one of them, which means if I want to take this one in the front, I'm going to have it negative 2x cubed. All right. And then I got the exponent right here is x to the third. The second one will be x squared. So plus x squared, and then no x's plus 4. All right. Are we missing anything here? Come on, people. I need more people to participate. I see Beyonce right now here, Amber. Okay, good. We need more. Come on, where's the rest of the class? The missing term. You got to think of the missing term. Thank you, Kaylee. We're going to think of the missing term. So the third step, all right, make sure to put what? To replace any missing term with what? Big 0. With 0. Perfect. So again, I'm going to take this example down here. I'll take this example down here, and I'm going to rewrite it. Okay, we're missing the x right here, right? So it's going to be negative 2x cubed plus x squared. We're missing the x. So I'm going to make it 0x plus 4. Are we good? And then I'll do the synthetic division. Okay, these are just examples. This is not related to the question itself. Okay, this is just reviewing the topic. Let's go back, carry all what we have right now, and do synthetic division to that question upstairs. Let's go up here, and let's solve this problem right here. Okay, first step, we got to make the divisor equals to 0. The divisor right here is x plus 3. So that would be x plus 3 will make it equals to 0. And then solve it. If you solve it, subtract 3 from both sides. So you got x equals negative 3. That's your first 0. Perfect. Okay. Now, second step, you got to make sure what? It's in descending order. Is this in descending order? Yes. You got to make sure what else? In descending order, and there's nothing missing. So I have 4 3, 2, 1, and there is no constant. There's no 0. So that is my missing term right here. I'll go with that. So it's going to be 2. I'll rewrite it. 2x to the 4th minus x cubed minus 15 x squared plus 3x plus 0. Don't forget the missing term. All right? All right, now let's do this synthetic division right now. Okay, so I will make my own box right here. Let's do it right here. That's the box. And I'll write beside the box. For security purposes, yes, you need the 0 each time. Any missing term, you're gonna need the 0. Okay, you know what? Synthetic division, I take it like a game. These are the rules of the game. You can't win that game unless you follow the rules. That's the same thing when you play any game with your friends. So I'll put what should I put inside this box right here? What should go inside the box? -3. All right, we got some smart people right here who are like, perfect. Amari, okay. Cesar Givea, nice. Okay, Jalen. So what number should I get here? 2, -1. I leave a little bit of a space. -15, +3, and 0. And then I will leave a little bit of a space right here, and then I will do my line. Okay, what goes first? First of all, I will take the 2, bring it down. Bring the 2 down, good job. Caitlin, good job. Bring the 2 down. And what's next? And then you do what? Come on. Multiply the 2 times -3. Perfect. Great job. Multiply the 2 times -3 equals, listen up, I am not here in Math 3 to teach you how to multiply integers, add or divide integers. If you don't know it by now, to be honest, just use the calculator. You're going to have the calculator active 100% of the time. Just use the calculator. Please, I am, as a math person, as a math teacher, if I am taking the Math 3 test right now, I will use the calculator to multiply 2 times -3. All right? My dad told me this. Measure twice and cut once. So let's try. 2 times -3, which is -6. And what's next? You add the -1 and the -6. -1 plus -6 is -7. Good job, you bear. And what's next? Okay, let me get a different color right here. I'll multiply the -7 by -3, which is +21, right? +21. Let me get my +21. And then I I add -15 plus 21 is equal to what? 6? +6. Okay. And then what? I'll do the same concept. I'll do the same cycle. 6 times -3 equals -18. -18. Okay. 3 plus -18 equals -15. Perfect. Good job, Sophia. Good job, Azaria. Okay, Victoria. Good job. Now you multiply same thing. -15 times -3 equals. Oh, that's a big number. That's -45. +45, right? 45. All right. And then 0 plus 45 is 45. That will be your remainder in here. That will be your remainder. Okay, 45. All right, take a few seconds, and I want you to choose which one will be your choice. Choice A, B, C, D. I need about 35 or 34 choices here. Come on, which one will be the right choice? You guys are inspiring me, really. You're great. You're doing great. Look at what you're doing here. Great. Okay, nice. All right, so I'm gonna take, you said A, are you sure about that? 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus 6 minus 15, and I divide 45 by the divisor right here, x plus 3. Perfect. 45 times x divided by x plus 3. There you go. All right. Any questions? So it will be choice A. Any question? Please feel free to type it down. And if you are embarrassed to say it, like to type it out loud or anything, just in the chat box in the bottom, there is a way you can just text me directly and I'll see it. I'll be able to see it. Okay. This is easy. Great. Okay. Take a few seconds and that's your turn right here. Oh, did we do this? That's the one we just did. Okay, I got this one here. Let's do this. Oops, sorry. All right, are we done? Okay, give you like a minute more. Okay, I got some people here. Let's see what we got. 10 new messages, wow. Okay, D's, okay, perfect. We got these. Okay, you know what? I will trust you this time and I will mark it okay. All right, because I want to move on to something else before we leave today so we can get something out of this. All right, you know what? Let me tell you something. Okay, this is the first time I'm going to say this is something, it's not new. It's like we're playing with whatever we're getting, with whatever is there, and trying to, learn from what we have. Now, sometimes, and I'm going to show you why I need you to know that. Sometimes on the test, they're going to have to ask you just for the remainder. They don't need the equation, they don't need anything. And you're going to be asked anyway for the remainder, all right? And it will be nearly impossible to use synthetic division, long division, or whatever long division you may. It is impossible to use synthetic division to find the remainder. And I'll explain this in a second here. So in order for me to know the remainder here, I hope everybody here understand where the remainder is. The remainder is either 8 or 6 in this case, either 6 or 8 in this case, okay? Nothing else. To find the remainder here, to find them without doing any work, just the remainder. I'll give you an example in a few seconds after I explain this. You're basic to find, please write this, you know what, let me write in a separate chat right here. Okay. And that will be the next question right here. To find the remainder without synthetic or without dividing, without division. Okay, I'll go over this in a minute. Just let's focus on this now. All right, without division. How do you find the remainder first? Okay, so basically you need to do your first step is make the divisor. Oh, actually no. Let's make it more. I need to use a different language. Find. You know what? Let's go back to the older one because this is not 100% accurate. Make the divisor equals to 0. That's your first step. The divisor is equal to 0. All right, we're good here. Now let's go back to this original question right here. Let's make the divisor equals to 0. So, you know what? To find the remainder. First of all, make the divisor equals to 0, which is x minus 1, make it equals to 0. That's your first step. So that means x equals what? Come on. X equals positive 1. Perfect. I love it when someone writes positive 1. Not negative 1, positive 1. Now, perfect. That's your first step. Number 2, your second step. Take this number, evaluate f of the result of the 0. In this case here, evaluate f of 0, which means substitute this number, substitute the number or the 0 for x. That's what it means. Substitute the 0 for x. And I'll explain this now. How? You need some time to copy this? Okay, take a few seconds. Done. Okay. We're good here. So we're going to take this number here and I will substitute it for x right here. So I got 2x to the 5th minus 4. Oh, I'm sorry, minus x to the 4th. I got distracted. Minus x to the 4th plus 3x squared minus x plus 5. All right, I got this. Now what? I will take this 1 and substitute it here. 1, 1, 1. Obviously, you can use the calculator. It's going to take me too much time to use the calculator. No, that's a second step. Your first step to find a 0. Your second step, you take this value right here, the 1, and substitute it for x, for x, for x, for x. Okay? Now this equals to what? I'll just do it by hand. So that is 1 to the 5th is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 to the 4th is 1 plus 3 times 1 squared, which is 3, minus 1 plus 5. What is this? 2 minus 1 is 1 plus 3. That is 4 minus 1 is 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. And that will be your remainder. That's it. Let's look at the question right here. We said this is the answer right here. Your remainder is right here, positive 8. Are you ready for a question by yourself, to do by yourself? Raise your hand if you can do that. Come on. In the chat box, by the way, I think there is a motion where you can raise your hand. Okay. All right, fair enough. Let's get back here and find the remainder of this. Okay, here when k equals to -2. So just to remember, when k equals to -2, that means that's your first zero. K equals -2. So you don't, which means you don't have to do these steps. Let's look back here. Like you see here, make the divisor equals to 0 and find the 0, f of that 0. So you're going to just substitute -2 for x here and find the remainder. Someone got -24, but that is not one of the answers here. Okay. Oh, wow. Maybe there is a problem right here. Okay. Okay, maybe I missed. Okay, hold on. Maybe I missed what's being said here. If you look at this question right here, it says, find the remainder when f of x is divided by x minus k. X minus k, where k is -2. So if I want to rewrite this one, it will be x minus k, which is -2. All right, x minus -2, which is x. Yeah, but k is -2 anyway. X plus 2. Now, if we make this, then this one equals to 0, you got x equals -2, which is the same as this. Ignore that. Ignore what I just said. Ignore it. I'm confusing everybody here. But let's try. So basically, I'm going to take -2 and substitute it for x. So 3 times x to the 4th minus 5 times x cubed minus 4 times x squared minus 8x plus 7. X is -2. I'll get -2. So what's going on here? -2 to the 4th, that is 16. Okay, many of you got 95. I'll try to believe that 95. Okay, is there another way you can do this on Desmos? I believe there is. There is a way you can do it in Desmos, which is if I use Desmos right here, let me grab it here, Desmos. Okay, and if I type in, that's gonna be too much to type in. Let's see, 3x to the 4th. Anyway, if I type this in, and if I type it in Desmos, here's what's going to happen. If I type it in Desmos, I'm going to find -2 a coordinate, -2 and 95. I will find this coordinate, which means when x is -2, the value of y is 95. That's what I'm going to find. Okay, why are we learning just the remainder, find the remainder? Why we're learning this way? Because if you got a question like, let me skip all of these. Here you go, question like this. Can you imagine if you do this kind of question If you do this question by synthetic division, can you think about this? We're not going to do it in synthetic division. That would be the craziest thing in the world to do it by synthetic division. But can we imagine if we're going to do synthetic division here? Let's look at this. X plus 1, what should I put right in the box? What should I put right in the box here? Yes, yes. All right, so it's supposed to be -1 because you're going to make x plus 1 equals to 0. Subtract 1 from both sides. You got x equals -1. I got the -1 right here. Perfect. And now imagine this is x to the power 42. So if I want to put it in descending order, so I'm missing 42, 41, 40, 39, 30. I'm going to have to put zeros. I'm going to have about like 40 zeros in there, which is impossible. Okay, so if I put 42, so it's going to be 1. And then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, like 40 times, and then what? And the end. And then I'm going to do it. Too much work. Way too much work. So what you can do here, like many of you already did it. Wait a second. What's going on? Why people got -1? Okay, that's insane. We got that. Oh, maybe you're talking about the zeros. Okay. So if I substitute that 1, I got x equals to -1. I will copy my equation down here. X to the power of 42 plus 9. What is x? X is -1. When x is -1. -1 to the power of 42, because 42 is a positive. Oh, wait a second. Listen to this. I'm going to show you my calculator here. Listen to this carefully here. This is a very common mistake. Tons of students, like very smart students make this mistake. Can I put this in the calculator? Can you look at the calculator for a second? Can I put this in? -1 to the power of 42. What am I going to get if I do this? -1 to the power of 42. 1? No, I doubt it. 0. Come on. No, it's not 0. No, it's not 10. -1 to the power of -42 is going to give you -1. Is that right? No, it's not right. See, like many students, and there's no embarrassment to anybody here. Many students, in my experience, many students get this wrong in those kind of questions. Let's think about the logic behind this, or the philosophy behind this one. The logic behind this one, you are telling that the calculator to find, you know what, let me write it down here. You're telling the calculator this. You're saying find -1 to the power of 42, which means you're telling the calculator to find one of the power 40 of the 42nd power, and then multiply by negative. That's exactly what you're telling the calculator, which is not true. That is not true. So 1 to the power of 42, which is 1, and then you put the negative. Again, one more time, you're telling the calculator right here, find 1 to the power of 42, which is 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, 42 times, which is 1, and then multiply by -1. Okay, that's not true. It's supposed to be -1 to the power of 42, which is +1. That is why every single time when I substitute anything, evaluate any number, and substitute, always put it in parentheses. Let's look back and see if I did this or not. See here, when I substitute for x, I put everything in parentheses before I even type the -2's. If I go back by like in a video, I put the parentheses first before I put any -2 inside the parentheses. All right? It's okay, we're not fighting here. It's okay if you got it right, that's fine. Just want to make sure everybody understand that. So that would be 1 plus 9, which is 10. Many of you have got it already early. Any question? No, for these problems, it will be a crazy thing to put it from smaller to bigger or bigger to smaller, because it's not going to work. It's too much. It's easier if just substitute the 0 for x and you're done. Okay, take a few seconds and do this by yourself. What do you think? Come on. Nice. We got 13, positive 13. Why? Because this one here, x minus 1 equals 0. Add 1 to both sides, you got x equals 1. Substitute 1 for x. So this will give you positive 1. 1 to the power of 55 is 1. I'm sorry. 1 to the power of 55 is 1 plus 12 equals 13. We're good. Perfect. You guys did amazing job today. Great job. Amazing. It was a lot better than last time. Okay. We have about 8 more minutes. Would you like for me to go back and revisit this topic from last time, or do you want me to go over it like on Thursday? Please, I need everybody's opinion. Type it in the chat box. Either yes or no. Do it now or Thursday. Some of you are already tired of me. Okay, Thursday. Okay. No, Joanna. We have a lot of stuff to do on Thursday. We have tons of things to finish. I always have things to finish. So, okay, wait, don't leave yet. Okay. Okay. Let's keep it for Thursday. We'll go over this on Thursday. Now, so let's go over. Let's check the home. We're not going to do any more math. Promise. We're just going to go over the. Okay, this is what I have for you. Already on. Let me get this right here. Okay. So if you go to Canvas, here's what you will find. I separated, we're supposed to be in Unit 3. So just I want everything to be organized as much as I can. So what happened is, whatever the stuff we're doing virtually, I just have it under online virtual classes. And when we fill out, like by Thursday, like next week, I'm gonna have online virtual classes too. All right. So this is the video from last class. Okay. And this is the stuff we did from last class. Today we did simplifying radicals. It's gonna be there. I'm not looking, and I'm gonna find, like, you see, I update all of this today, but obviously we're not gonna do all of this. We're gonna do synthetic division. All right, you're going to do synthetic division. You're going to do simplifying radicals. You're going to simplifying radicals, simplifying remainder tricks, like the one we just did, like x to the power of 49 minus 1 equals whatever. Okay, and I will couple of things. I will leave multiplicity, real zeros, complex, and all of this till later on. But next class, as soon as we start next class, is going to be, I'll go over solving polynomials and do some multiplicity and other things. All right, we have 5 more minutes. Any question, anything you have for me before we leave, please use the chat box. If you want to like send a private message, that would be fine. What are you guys talking about? Empty cardboard behind you? Okay, forget it. All right, let me just pause.